Dear children, we started with the plate tectonic movement. Then we moved on to discuss the formation of Himalayas, the northern plains of India and the plateaus of India. We further discussed the divisions of the India, the physical division of India, which included the Himalaya, the northern plains of India, the Peninsular Plateau, the Indian desert. Today, we are continuing the discussion on the physical features of India, and today's topic is the coastal plain. In the next video, I will also discuss about the island group of India. Now, dear children, if you observe the map of India, if you see on the both side of the southern part of India, you all know we call that as a peninsular India. If you look at the edges of the peninsula, you will find a long coastline right from the Gujarat to the West Bengal. And at the one side you will see the Arabian Sea, and the other side you can see the Bay of Bengal. Now India forms a huge coastline, and all along this coast you find low-lying region, flat region. We call it as a coastal plain. So today we will be discussing about this coastal plain. The Peninsular Plateau is flanked by stretches of a narrow coastal strips all along the Arabian Sea in the west to the Bay of Bengal in the east. This is the coastal plain, and dear children, you can see these coastal plains are sandwiched between mountain ranges at the one end and the water bodies on the other end. Now the coastal plains of India is further subdivided into two parts: the western coastal plain and the eastern coastal plain. So let us discuss about the western coastal plain. Dear children, the western coastal plain lies towards the west of the Western Ghat mountains. In fact, we can say that the western coastal plain is sandwiched between the Western Ghat mountain ranges at the one end and the Arabian Sea on the other end. This narrow coastal plain is further divided into three parts. The northernmost part is known as the Konkan, which includes parts of Maharashtra and Goa. When you move towards south of the Konkan, little south of the Konkan, the next to the Konkan, or I can say the central part of the coastal plain, you find that there is a part which is called as the Kannada. So Kannada is the central part of the coastal plain, the western coastal plain. And you go further down, we can find there is a Malabar coast. So the western coastal plain consists of Konkan, then the Kannada plains and the Malabar plains. Dear children, the western coastal plain is a narrow strip, and the rivers, although there are lesser number of rivers, most of the rivers which originate over the Deccan Plateau moves towards the Bay of Bengal. Only few rivers move towards the Arabian Sea. So there are some rivers like river Nanda and Tapi. These two rivers move towards the west and drain into Arabian Sea. And the rivers in the western coastal plains do not form delta. When they fall into the sea, when they drain this water into the water body, the Arabian Sea, they do not form delta, they do not form branches, they directly meet the water bodies, the Arabian Sea. And that's why the rivers here forms estuary. The eastern coastal plain, on the other hand, is located between the Eastern Ghat mountain ranges and the Bay of Bengal. So I again can tell you in this way that the eastern coastal plain is sandwiched between the Eastern Ghat mountain and the Bay of Bengal. This plain is little broader. It is broader than the western coastal plain. Western coastal plains were narrow, but this plain is little broader and more fertile. Why more fertile? Because the most of the rivers like Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, all the rivers, they come down from the Deccan Plateau, from the Western Ghat Mountains, or from the higher reaches of the Deccan Plateau, and they drain into the Bay of Bengal. On the way, they form delta. So rivers here form delta. Children, the most important feature of the eastern coastal plain is the formation of the saltwater lake. You all know that the largest saltwater lake, that is Lake Chilika, is present in the eastern coastal plain. So we have discussed here about the western coastal plain and the eastern coastal plain. Dear children, in your examination you can be asked the questions like distinguish between the eastern coastal plain and the western coastal plain. So how will you distinguish it? First of all, first part is the location. You can say one is located between Arabian Sea and the Western Ghat Mountains. The other is located between the Bay of Bengal and the Eastern Ghat Mountain. And then second point you can discuss like the narrowness. Western coastal plains are narrow, whereas the eastern coastal plains are wider. Then you can also discuss about the parts, like three parts. The three parts of the western coastal plains are the Konkan plains, the Kannada plains and the Malabar plains. Whereas in the eastern coastal plain you have the North Sircar and the Coromandel plains. And finally you can also discuss about the rivers. Two rivers are there. One is Narmada and Tapi, which is in the western coastal plain. They do not form delta, they form estuary. Whereas the rivers in the eastern coastal plains like Mahanadi, Krishna, Kaveri and Godavari, they form delta. This is all about the coastal plains of India. Kindly watch the next video where I will be discussing about the island groups of India. Till then, Jai Hind.